What's up, everybody? So good to see your smiling faces. I mean, at least I hope you're smiling. So I have some awesome news. My 24 to 105 RF lens has finally come in the mail, and it allowed me to actually test out my new Canon EOS R for the first time. And all I can say is I'm in love with this camera. It's a really big step up for me because right now I'm actually filming on the Canon EOS M50. Not that the M50 is a bad camera, don't get me wrong, it's a great camera, but for things like shooting in C-Log and there's just a couple little upgrades that you get with this over the Canon EOS M50. And as well as I feel it's a little bit more future-proof. But that being said, I've got to shoot a little bit in C-Log and play around with color correction, and I just love the dynamic range that you can get from C-Log. And that was one of the big reasons why I wanted this camera, was to be able to shoot in C-Log, as well as use the new RF lenses. Now I know this is only the 24 to 105, and this is considered the kit lens for the EOS R. It's still a terrific lens, and it's a good all-around lens. Like, it may not be the best for every single scenario, but it's really good for like pretty much any scenario, if that makes sense. So let's switch these two cameras out and see what it looks like in this kind of studio setup. And then we'll probably go take it on some vlogging tests. And there we have it, shooting on the Canon EOS R in C-Log. I'm really excited to see how this looks in post and see how this stack up together with the Canon M50 and the EOS R. This is still a really good camera, and with this, with a speed booster and a decent lens, it's pretty close to the Canon EOS R. So if you have one of these and you don't want to put the money into an EOS R, I recommend checking out speed booster for these things. Currently I just had the kit lens on it, but this will now be retired to camera B, as well as my wife needs a camera to film stuff for her new YouTube channel, which I'll put the link to her channel in my description in case you're interested. So this will be her main camera now, and then I'll film some of her like little short films with this Canon EOS R. So I'm really excited. Tell me what you guys think, if you see a difference in the quality. And so right now I'm actually currently shooting in 4K on the Canon EOS R, where I was only shooting at 1080p because the 4K loses its dual pixel autofocus. I could have set the 4K to manual focus, but I figured I'd kind of be moving around, and I don't know if this one actually has like focus peaking like the Canon EOS R. I know the Canon EOS R makes it really easy to manual focus. It'll have this, like, I believe it's like a little box with like these lines, and then as the lines get closer and closer, they'll eventually touch, and then I believe it'll like shine red. It'll flicker red when you're in focus, so it makes it really, really easy to you know, manual focus. I may have just butchered that, but I'm sure if you look up like focus peaking with the Canon EOS R, it'll pop up. So I shot some footage of my wife and my son at the beach just yesterday, testing out the C-Log and just seeing the dynamic range at sunset and all that. So I'll put that in as well, and then we'll go and hit our vlogging test. So let's get to it.
So hard to see from the moment we arrive. You are one who will survive.
Okay, so we're outside for the vlogging test now. So I actually have dropped it down to 1080p because the 4K obviously has that crop. I think it's by 1.7 or something. And so it actually makes, you know, a nice vlogging view. I am extending my arm out, and, you know, you're going to have to kind of switch arms, you know, every so often because the camera is a little bit heavy, but it works out. I think it works really good. I currently have IBIS turned on. I'm not on enhanced mode, but just into in the normal mode. So I'm just kind of walk around and see if that kind of helps out with those micro jitters, as well as this lens has image stabilization, so I have that flicked on as well. So it looks good. I'm liking it. I'm liking the way it's looking. I'm also shooting in C-Log, so I think if you have this camera, I always recommend shooting in C-Log. And It may seem a little scary at first, but if you just practice editing it, with whatever software you may have, if that's Premiere or Final Cut, just practice it, because honestly, C-Log is actually really not hard to color correct, and it only took me really a day just to, not even like, to learn how to color correct log footage. I can't talk today, I'm all sick, and oh, here we go. You gotta try to twist that ND filter. Let's see. We're out in some harsh lighting now. Chuck down that ISO a little bit. Oh, here we are in some harsh lighting. This ideally isn't the time of day to be doing a little vlogging test. You kind of want to do it when the lighting's a little bit less harsh, but just so we get the feel for it and see what it's like. And hopefully while shooting in C-Log, we'll be able to reduce some of that harshness of the light. So I think it looks great. I'm really excited to start season 2 of my vlogs with the Canon EOS R, as well as shoot some short films. I'm really excited for that. I know to really enhance this camera, sometime in the future, I'd like to get, I forget what the monitor's called, but it's an external monitor. I can't think of the name of it. I'll put it in the link below, but if you add this monitor to the EOS R, it kind of turns it into a completely different beast. So right now I'm shooting in C-Log 8-bit. If you get this external monitor, you can actually shoot in C-Log 10-bit, and it just turns this camera into like a complete cinematic beast. And it already is quite of a beast already on its own. I know people initially were upset about the specs on this thing, but you got to just try out the, like, it doesn't matter what the specs are, you have to try out the camera and see for yourself, because honestly the HD on this camera, it just looks great, and I'm really stoked with it. So we'll end the vlogging test here and we'll hop back into the studio. And that's about it, guys. I kind of wanted just to have a video on my initial reaction to this camera and lens, and you know, I'm really stoked with it, and I'm excited to post a bunch of vlogs and short films coming with this new camera, and really put it to the limit. And I'm really excited to learn the ins and outs of it. And if you guys are also interested in tutorials regarding filmmaking and editing, I do a lot of those videos on this channel, so check it out, as well as vlogs. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, or if this helped you decide if you wanted to get the Canon EOS R or this 24-105 RF lens, please let me know in the comments below, and give me a like and subscribe if you're into that. You don't have to. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.